So we had this question from the last AMA where I said it's a challenging question and it's hard to answer, and we will answer this question today. But before I start, you can look forward to the New York video. Finally, it's gonna be huge. MP is in the middle of the edit and we are in almost finalizing the scenes and the quotes and all the stuff. So subscribe and share that one. It's gonna be a big one, and give us feedback if you like more of that stuff. Now the question. Why not stop a company growth once it reached a certain size? Is it because some CEOs are driven by money, influence and fame? I think it is nice to provide a great infrastructure, good and safe jobs, with fair wages, interesting projects, etc. At some point, size will bring many problems for everybody involved. That is definitely a challenging question, and it's easily a political question, because some people assume it's coming from the left-oriented side, and then others start to argue, so that's becoming emotional. So we had feedback already from people who heard that question in the last AMA and giving some answers and ideas. But I want to reference on that one and think a bit about it, because it's kind of a philosophical question. And there's also economic impact on that question. So let's stop here and sit, because we need some time. Economy is growing because population is growing. So we are more people, the economy is becoming more efficient, and yes, I like the idea of maintaining a certain size, making it good for everyone, but there is also a need to grow in certain areas. Not grow for the sake of growth reasons, but for, let's say, grow in terms of knowledge, grow in terms of technology, invest in new technology. So there is definitely a need to do that. So I think it's difficult to just say all the companies just stop growing and stay at a certain level. You definitely need areas in the economy that grow, and you have areas that will go away anyway. So the economy is changing all the time. There are certain companies and certain business models that do not work anymore, and we will see a lot of them in the near future, because technology is changing a lot of that stuff that is happening right now. I think it's more this growth for the sake of growth. That's a problem. So if you just grow because you want the numbers, there is no reason behind it and there is no purpose behind it, and that's not good for many reasons. But I think economy, and especially like running a business, also needs this competition and this kind of challenge that you have when you think of sports. Like, it's not good if everyone would win. Where's the fun of the game? But to understand that this is still a game, and that's the same with economy, it's a game. As such, life is a game. You play instead of taking everything too serious. I think you need growth, but you also should be aware that you don't need to take everything too seriously if you just think of growth for the sake of growth reasons. It has this philosophical side, but it has this rational, economic-driven side that you should think of. And I think growing makes perfect sense. Kids grow, adults grow, your brain grows, trees grow, plants grow. But of course, they don't use too much, and they don't grow for the sake of growth. But you need this continuum in growing and developing. So I think that's very important. So I think that's why this is part of the question. I agree with ego-driven growth. That doesn't make any sense. But if you do it for a certain reason and that there's a purpose, I think that makes sense. Don't forget the New York video coming up this Thursday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.